Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. This is Lifestyle Critic, where we break down movies and TV shows into their core elements, and in this video we are going to be reviewing Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Now I just wanted to say off the bat, this is probably my least favourite Harry Potter movie. I mean, I think it was great that they expanded upon the magical world in terms of looking at secret societies, looking at people who have a political edge / motivation, looking at people who don't believe in you, looking at isolation, looking at power struggles, looking at corruption. I mean, all of this stuff was interesting in terms of taking it into a new direction. I just didn't think it was as enjoyable as the other Harry Potter movies, and I felt as a result it was just missing a little bit of magic. No pun intended, and I'm going to be breaking down all of that for you and explaining why I didn't enjoy Order of the Phoenix that much in this video review. So from a storyline point of view, I just felt like with Order of the Phoenix and with Half-Blood Prince as well, they were both just a bit filler movies in terms of they were just building up to Deathly Hallows, and as such, in terms of their own entity, they weren't that impressive. In terms of Order of the Phoenix, it starts off with Harry and Dudley Dursley having a bit of a scene, except this time it's not like you've seen them before, and it's a lot more darker, it's out in the open and involves Dementors. Harry uses his magic to be able to stop the Dementors, but then is taken to the Ministry of Magic, where he's in a little bit of a courtroom scene where they're saying that he used magic incorrectly, and he's saying, I did use it correctly, and then they also bring up the fact that they don't believe that Voldemort is back, which obviously we did see in the previous film. So Harry is already from the beginning kind of not being one to be believed and is feeling really isolated as a result. We also have a new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Dolores Umbridge, who has her own power motivation in terms of growing in power and trying to overthrow Dumbledore, and she has her own barbaric and torturous way of punishing students. Meanwhile to all of that, Voldemort is building up his army. Harry is training up some students to be able to defend themselves properly as well. And we also have the Order of the Phoenix members trying to stop Voldemort as well. We understand that his motivation in this film is to try to find a globe which has a prophecy which is linked to Harry Potter, so it's a bit of a race against time to see who's going to get to the prophecy first. There's loads of betrayal, backstabbing, shocking revelations, deaths in there as well, but from a storyline point of view, unfortunately, it's just not as good as the others. So from a cast and characters point of view, even though I wasn't a big fan of the storyline, you can't deny the fact that the cast of this film are pretty epic, so let's go through them one by one. So first up we have Daniel Radcliffe, who is back as Harry Potter, and it's really interesting to see how in the first 4 films he was a bit like the golden child, and in this film he has people not believing him, not trusting him and not liking him, and to see how he is going to rise up like the Phoenix and win everyone's trust again and save everyone from Voldemort. We then have Emma Watson and Rupert Grint, who are back as Hermione and Ron, and they are definitely supporting Harry throughout this film and helping him train up all of the other wizards and witches so that they can defend themselves against Voldemort and his army. There were loads more scenes with the Ron Weasley character and Quidditch, but they cut those and they're kind of bringing them back in the next movie. We then have Ivana Lynch, who joins the gang as the Luna character, and she is definitely somebody who can connect with Harry on more of a spiritual level. We then have Dolores Umbridge, who really does bring a reign of terror with her and definitely tries to rule with the Iron Fist. It was really interesting to see the rivalry between her and the Professor McGonagall character. We also introduced Helena Bonham Carter, and she was the perfect casting to play the Bellatrix Lestrange character, and she really does have her own rivalry with the Harry Potter character as well. Talking of rivalries, we also have Tom Felton back as Draco Malfoy, and this is the last film that you kind of see him as a bit of a school bully before in the next film where he really turns into a much darker character. But at least in this film he's trying to expose Harry and his wizard training. And then finally we have all of the adult characters forming the Order of the Phoenix group. So we have Dumbledore, we have Mad-Eye, we have Hagrid, we have Sirius Black, we have Lupin, we have Molly Weasley. All these characters forming the Order of the Phoenix to try to defend against Voldemort in a bit of a secret capacity. So from a casting characters point of view, this film is actually pretty decent. So from a visuals point of view, each Harry Potter film definitely gets better and better from a cinematography point of view. Like I said before, this film does feel a lot more politically charged than the other one, so it doesn't have as many big spectacular moments. But that being said, you know, it does have a few fight sequences and they look really, really great. It also has this brilliant epic chase sequence where loads of globes of prophecies are falling all over the place and all of the characters are being chased. And like I said, there is a bit of an epic final battle at the end of this movie, but like I said, the big spectacular moments are pretty absent in this movie. So in terms of comparisons, I did think Order of the Phoenix was definitely the weakest Harry Potter movie out of all 8 of them. But you know, that being said, the franchise is so strong and you're connected with all of the different characters and the world and the storylines and all the allure and all of that sort of stuff. So as a result, it is able to get by, but in terms of all of the other films on offer, I definitely think it's the weakest one and not that amazing. So you know, overall, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix is very different, and credit for them trying something different. For me, it just didn't really hit the mark. It did have some nice moments in there, but it just wasn't brilliantly cohesive like the other films are, and as a result, I am going to give it a 5 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.